Have you ever been around someone who appears friendly in their words, yet on a deeper level, you sense that something feels off? Have you ever experienced a quiet unease, an instinct that hints at something sinister lurking behind that smile? Carl Jung, a prominent scholar of the human mind, discussed a fundamental concept. The shadow represents that concealed aspect of ourselves that we refuse to acknowledge, yet it frequently reveals itself in our interactions with others. When individuals experience feelings of hate, envy, or resentment, they often conceal these emotions, but they never truly disappear. Completely, the signs are there. They are subtle, but unmistakable. Today, I will reveal 8 unmistakable signs that indicate if someone close to you harbors hostile feelings, even if they do everything they can to hide them. Be careful, because the last shown is the most insidious of all and could change the way you see certain people. Before we begin, be sure to subscribe to the Top Spiritual channel so you don't miss the next videos on personal and spiritual growth. Now let's begin. The first scene is contempt disguised as irony. Concealed animosity doesn't always reveal itself directly. Some individuals choose to convey it through sarcastic humor. Bars or biting irony often mock things that are sensitive to you. When you attempt to address it, they might say things like, "I was only joking," or "Don't be touchy," or "You don't know how to play the game." This behavior is particularly subtle, as it leaves you feeling uncomfortable, while the other person keeps up the appearance of someone joking without any ill intent. In reality, consistent irony regarding specific subjects indicates underlying disdain, especially if his jokes consistently evoke feelings of humiliation or belittlement. If these themes are revisited frequently, it may suggest that what appears to be humor is actually a manifestation of suppressed animosity. Jung argued that our personal shadow is projected onto others in a subtle and sometimes even involuntary way. When someone repeatedly uses irony to attack certain aspects of your personality, they are revealing a part of themselves that they cannot accept. The second sign is about hidden sabotage. If someone close to you feels threatened by your success or growth, they may attempt to undermine you in subtle ways. Sabotage isn't always obvious and direct. Sometimes it appears as misleading advice, miscommunications, or small mistakes that, when combined, hinder you from achieving your goals. A friend or family member who forgets to share important information, omits key details, or inadvertently complicates things for you may not be as absent-minded as they seem. If these incidents are repeated and consistently occur at crucial moments, it is worth questioning whether they are truly coincidental. Observing the consistency of these behaviors can help determine if there is an unconscious desire to undermine you. Jung explained that when someone lacks the courage to confront their own failures, they may unconsciously project their frustration onto others, hindering them to avoid feeling inferior. The third sign relates to silent competition. Some individuals struggle to accept your success without feeling the urge to outdo you. Every victory you achieve is often met with an attempt from them to shift the focus onto themselves or to downplay your accomplishment. If you share good news, instead of congratulating you, they might respond with something about their own experiences. When you mention your success, they are quick to claim they have achieved something similar or even better. This unspoken competition frequently stems from deep insecurities, as those who engage in it cannot tolerate seeing you shine, which challenges their self-esteem. If every conversation with this person feels like a competition, it is likely that unexpressed resentment lies beneath the surface. Jung contended that shadow projection causes individuals to recognize in others the traits they cannot cultivate within themselves. Consequently, those who experience feelings of inferiority may attempt to undermine or compete with you to evade confronting their own inadequacies. Sign 4 pertains to shallow assistance. Those who harbor hidden animosity may disguise it with a facade, but when you seek assistance, They downplay the issue or offer excuses for their absence during your moments of success. Their enthusiasm seems artificial or absent. This attitude can be particularly noticeable when someone close to you is often absent during significant events or shows indifference towards your accomplishments. They may not truly care for you. The absence of real support can be hard to identify, but it becomes clear through their responses to your successes or challenges. Jung discussed ego dissociation as a factor that leads to emotional disconnection from others, resulting in coldness and a lack of support for those nearby. I truly hope you are enjoying this video and finding it useful and inspiring. If that's the case, please remember to subscribe to the Top Spiritual channel so you won't miss any future similar content. To support our channel and our work, you can leave a donation with your super thanks below the video. We would be immensely grateful. Now let's continue with sign number 5. Control disguised as caring. Certain individuals attempt to control your life while pretending it's for your benefit. They dictate your actions, scrutinize every decision you make, and undermine your confidence in your own judgment. Their intent is not to support you, but to make you feel dependent on them. This control can be difficult to recognize because it is often disguised as loving advice and apparent concern. A key indicator is how they make you feel. If after each piece of advice you feel more insecure instead of more confident, you may be dealing with a form of manipulation. Jung suggested that the desire to control others arises from a profound fear of internal disorder. Individuals who struggle to handle their own uncertainty often attempt to regulate the lives of others to avoid confronting their own emotional instability. The 6th sign involves the circulation of criticism and gossip. Individuals harboring negative feelings towards you seldom. They choose to discuss their feelings with others instead of expressing them directly, spreading criticism and distorted information about you. This behavior is particularly insidious as it impacts you indirectly, often without your awareness, until you begin to feel the consequences. If you observe shifts in the behavior of those around you without any clear reason, such as friends or colleagues beginning to distance themselves or behaving more coldly, it may indicate that someone is disseminating negative information about you. False or exaggerated rumors can be a potent weapon for those who harbor resentment, as they can damage your reputation and slowly lead to your isolation. Carl Jung noted that the urge to undermine others frequently stems from an unconscious desire to project one's own insecurities and weaknesses onto them. Individuals who feel inferior or dissatisfied attempt to balance their feelings of inadequacy by casting others in a negative light. In other words, those who speak poorly of you are likely revealing more about themselves than about you. A sign of this is a lack of joy in your successes. People who genuinely care about you are happy when you reach a milestone. They support you in difficult times and celebrate your victories because they view your success as something positive and rewarding. Conversely, those who harbor grudges against you find it challenging to conceal their annoyance, which is evident in their cold reactions. When someone abruptly changes the subject or tries to minimize your achievements, responding with a distant, "Oh, that's great," or quickly redirecting the conversation to themselves, they might be dealing with feelings of envy or unhealthy competition. Jung explained that the inability to rejoice for others reveals an unresolved internal conflict where the success of others serves as a reminder of one's own shortcomings. This occurs because witnessing your success emphasizes their own shortcomings. Individuals with this mindset frequently attempt to downplay your accomplishments with comments like, "Well, it's not that significant. I did something like that before," or "You could have done better." These words reflect a hidden impatience. If you observe that someone around you struggles to celebrate your victories and displays annoyance rather than happiness, it is probable that beneath the surface, they feel something quite different from what they express. The eighth sign relates directly to nonverbal communication and concealed elements. Concealed animosity reveals itself in the slightest nuances. It frequently comes across not through language, but through unintentional behaviors and cues. A fleeting look that slips away at an inopportune time, a strained grin, a sudden change of expression, or a tense silence can convey much more than 1,000 words. Numerous individuals attempt to conceal their emotions, yet the body inevitably reveals the most profound feelings. When someone acts like they value you, but actually harbors resentment, you'll pick up on it through small cues. Their hands may tense up when you share a success. Their tone might shift just a bit when they compliment you, or they might look away at specific times. Jung contended that the body and the unconscious are always truthful. Even when individuals attempt to conceal their emotions, nonverbal communication inevitably reveals them. This occurs as the conscious mind can create a facade, yet the body reacts to genuine emotions. When you notice tension, discomfort, or coldness in someone, trust your instincts. You might have detected a signal that your conscious mind struggles to understand. Recognizing these signals demands awareness and sensitivity. Words may mislead, but body language and subtle details consistently uncover the truth. The narrative highlights 8 signs of hidden animosity, rooted in Carl Jung's concept of the shadow. Unacknowledged emotions like envy or resentment that surface subtly in interactions. These signs, such as sarcastic humor, silent competition, or insincere support, teach us to trust our instincts when sensing unease despite friendly facades. Recognizing these behaviors fosters emotional intelligence, helping us protect our well-being by identifying toxic relationships. In today's fast-paced American culture, where social media and workplace dynamics amplify competition and superficial connections, these lessons are vital. People often mask envy or insecurity with polished words or gestures, especially in professional or online settings. By staying attuned to subtle cues like forced smiles or dismissive comments, we can set boundaries and prioritize genuine relationships. Practicing self-awareness and empathy, as Jung suggests, helps us navigate modern interactions, fostering authentic connections and avoiding those who undermine our growth. We appreciate your support on this journey. Catch you in the next video.